Danny felt very unwell when he was 18 months, and we did not know what was happening. For different reasons, we were not aware of such a thing as type 1 diabetes. We didn't know anyone with type 1 diabetes, so we didn't know the signs. We went to the doctor 3 times on the same day, and he was admitted to hospital late that evening. He was in hospital taking antibiotics, didn't get better but worse. And then next morning about 2 o'clock, one of the nurses done a finger prick, and that's when they found out that he had type 1 diabetes. The world crashed down slightly. It's not as if you take your child home after a week and you give him antibiotics and he'll be fine. It was a condition for life. Injecting a baby 5 times a day, it was pretty difficult, and that's something a mum don't want to do, and yeah, it was tough at the time.
When I was still nursery, teachers did finger pricks for me to test my blood sugars to make sure that it wasn't going high or low. They did that every morning, lunch, and just before I left. And they had to give me insulin injections, at lunchtime and snack time, so that my bloods wouldn't go too high or too low. So my pump, it gives me insulin based off of how high or low my blood sugars are. When my blood sugars are low, it completely stops giving me insulin, and when they're too high, it starts giving me correction doses, so it doesn't go too high, so it can go back to a stable number.
Has that made your life much easier?
Yes, it has. We went to Parliament for Medtronic, the company which produces these pumps, so that we can talk to politicians, so we can get funding for every child in the UK to have a pump, so they don't have to live through having injections or finger pricks like I had to use.
We're talking to MPs and all the politicians of the Parliament. They popped in, and Danny would explain to them what a day for him is like, and they were very impressed, and so was I. Since Danny had a pump, he was able to have sleepovers, and I felt that for the first time ever, I felt like he could go out with friends and stay out for the night without me having to be there. It took a huge pressure out of me, because I used to not let him go anywhere, and now I do. So I find that he's more independent, he can do things by himself. So it just changed our lives.